Okay. Hi, everybody. My name's Therese Waffle, and this is a second re-recording of the little learning that I've done today. I tried recording earlier, but after some hours of figuring out or trying to figure out how to edit, um, ended up not being able to edit as much as I'd like, so I'm re-recording. So I'm starting my Blender journey, and I figured the best way to learn as well as to kind of get a different perspective is to reteach in microbytes what I am learning. So I am learning Blender, and I figure I'll just teach back what I know in micro slices of video. So hello all, and so I have my viewport open here to a new file of Blender, and basically I'm still learning the viewport. So what I learned today was I learned up to the end where um the cube was out of the view and I could press a certain key or go into the object specific menu and generally just be able to select an option in there to uh go back and view the object in view. So that's what we're gonna do today. We're just gonna go up to there, and then that'll be it for today. So this is the viewport, right? So they start off by teaching us, um, generally speaking, okay, how to select and deselect in this space. So I guess they view this as the viewport. They see it as the viewport because you can pan around and take a look at different angles where you can view your object in creation or in question um uh in this space, and it's set up in a grid, and there's quite a lot of open space for you to see in a three-dimensional way where you are. So right now we've got a cube going because that's the default shape. Kind of looks like a prim in my opinion, which is nice actually, for someone from Second Life. And basically what they tell you is, okay, to select, you can click on it with your mouse, left click, that's selecting, and then deselecting into the open empty space anywhere on the grid, that's deselecting. So again, click on the cube, then deselect, click on the empty space. Select cube, select space, select cube, selects it, selects space, selects the space. So object is selecting it, selecting the space deselects the object. And that's how you generally choose the cube in the first place. And then they talk about this little gizmo right here, which I like to associate as the mini map of Blender. It's basically the way that you can viewing from different axes, as well as dragging around a bit on the axis, different perspectives of your project. So they have a start by learning how to take a look at the top orthopological view, which is what they're calling it. And I guess that's a basic term. I don't know what that means just yet, but that's what it's called. And so to do that, you click on the Z-axis, and bam, you are there at the top orthopological view, which I guess is the top view of your cube or the project, as it were. You can do the same thing with the X and Y axis. Notice that when you have the axis in selection, you have it in the center. So when you click at the X axis as example, it switches to the X axis, and the X axis is now in the center. Same for the Y, and it switches to Y, and the Y is now in the center. Now you can also do something like you can drag things around, and then this means that you are pivoting on the axes and seeing it from different perspectives. You can flip it around with your mouse, just let it go, and you're really seeing all the different kinds of perspectives right there. That really is pretty cool. Let's see if we can get back to the z-axis at the top. Okay. All right. So the next thing that they teach you, and we're halfway there, is how to pan around the object. I'm going to continue with another video as soon as I learn, of course, how to use other objects. But for now, I've learned this part. Selecting and deselecting, and I've also learned moving the view. And then we'll end with how to solve when you've gotten out of the pan too far, how to solve getting back to your object. So that being said, to pan around, you could select this hand and just select it and keep on holding it and just drag your mouse. This allows you to kind of pan around this space in kind of like a 2D kind of way, and so you can easily move to a different portion to work on a other aspect of your project if hypothetically you've got a bigger cube or a different part located at a different area. So now you've seen that the cube has disappeared, right? So how do you get back that item? So that's the last thing we're going to cover today. One thing that I've noticed that is pretty cool about Blender is that the menus, after a little bit, you realize what they are. So generally speaking, what I realized today was that, okay, so they've got a basic menu up here where there's file, edit, render, windows, help. Generally speaking, that looks like their very basic menu where you can see the options of what you have here about rendering and stuff. And then you've got the different areas workspaces, I suppose, where that could where you can unwrap different kinds of like options, right? To options and different kinds of skill sets that Blender can provide, which I'm very excited about. Unwrapping and learning each of these modules to be able to aid in creating the thing that I would like to port into Second Life. And then it looks like there's an object level menu that really deals related to the object, and this is where we're going to go today. So in order to solve the idea that you've got your cube going, it's missing from the screen, and you want it back right in center, you can go to View and click the Frame Selected tool. I think almost everything has like a shortcut. So either you click on this or you press in your numpad the period button. So enable the numpad and press the period button and it'll be the same thing. So I'm going to go ahead and click the frame selected button and see what happens. Alright, so sometimes I guess the pan does go too far and then you kind of tend to stay stuck in there. So I'm going to start over again. It's probably me being a noob, but I don't know how to get back to that. But otherwise, I'm just going to start again. Don't save and go back to here. And then just drag again, drag the cube out of sight. And then go to View and Frame Selected. And bam, right there. We're right at the cube. And that ends our lesson today. Thank you all for coming and listening my little video. And hopefully I will come back with another. Thank you.